Zines are the imaginary tales that allow their readers and writers to slip from the constraining bonds of what is and imagine what if. Imagine, if you will, my research town. It's a lively place where people make art, comics and books. All manner of creative people live in this town and visit, like poets, creative writers, artists and researchers. Doing it for yourself, collaborating, experimenting and sharing creative publishing ideas and publications at artist book fairs and comic and zine fairs are a big part of the action here. That's what I'm here to find out more about. I'm Louisa Preston. With my artist, publisher, researcher methodology, I am generating new understandings of modes of publishing as a creative practice and its value when incorporated into the research process. My lived experience, my artist-publisher practice, and my positioning in Scotland as a mum of a young boy combine to form the lens through which I am producing insights of the creative practices of comic and zine making, amongst other forms of creative and research-focused publications. Ideological in their motivations for instigating change, zines often represent modes of activism, a community of underrepresented people who have something to say and wish to be heard. Zines are cheaply made pamphlets and publications which circulate out with mainstream publishing networks, like this one, a one-page zine easily photocopied to create small-scale editions on A4 sheets of folded paper. Artist book fairs and comic and zine fairs help to create and grow communities and markets for these types of publications. In doing so, they generate support for the creative process and individuals involved, whilst also celebrating a variety of formats like the zine, the comic, printed anthologies, and other experimental and research-oriented publications. Often these types of fairs are organised to work with communities for positive social change. I observed and took part in a comic and zine fair via Zoom. Hackney Comic and Zine Fair celebrated the comic and zine format and the creators. Instagram was used to spread the word about the fair, to promote the creators and their publications. Zoom workshops and panel discussions created a series of opportunities for attendees and presenters to discuss, for example, abstraction in comics, the power of the small press, and the challenges of working as a freelancer. Comic and zine formats, like a one-page comic for example, encapsulate and express a moment and a feeling. These small-scale publications wouldn't suit being published en masse by conglomerate publishers, because they wouldn't be commercially viable in those publishing networks. As the presenter said, it's what the art wants to be, small press published. The virtual and in-person gathering via artist book fairs and comic and zine fairs, the mix of digital and printed and creative modes of publishing and self-publishing, the power of the small press, and the networks involved are being understood through this research in both written and visual forms for their roles in society, sense of place and community. My artist, publisher, researcher methodology combines experiential, theoretical and practical aspects of knowing, being and doing to develop new insights of publishing as a creative practice and the social and cultural networks involved, made evident via artist book fairs and comic and zine fairs, which lie at the intersections of contemporary visual arts and literary networks. The networks of institutions, creative professionals and small presses, which form artist book fairs and comic and zine fairs, are fostering a post-digital print culture operating under the auspices of social change, creative expression and furthering research in the field.